It's on. The second best player in the world, supposedly. Well, he's ranked second best with Wood Elves in NAF tournaments, but for some reason he's using the Orcs. Scared of Dwarves, probably, and that's why he's gone down. Makes sense. It does make sense. I'd be tempted to go Orcs to beat Dwarves, but they're just worse than Elves, aren't they? The Orcs play fair, that's the thing. They're just not, like, Agility 4 is so powerful. Interesting setup to deny the LOS, isn't it? Looks pretty good. I'd be a little bit tempted to go for the 4+ surf. Just put a guy there and a guy there and dodge in, surf this line up and away again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a bit crazy though. I wouldn't really do it, but it's funny, isn't it? That looked like it was Spartako kicking, didn't it? This looks like Spartako set up and now Lewpac setting up. Well, literally every Blood Bowl stream and their nan is casting every World Cup match, to be fair on that one. It's just that Lewpac was, brought it to people's attention who was watching him that were casting it. But Bucky's casted every match, Lewpac's Fashbinder's casted every match, and I have done as well. So no, I believe Spartako won the toss and made him receive. Which I would have chosen to receive, I think. Even without a thrower, I'd be tempted to choose to receive as the Orcs. The reason being, if the weather doesn't change, he's going to have to receive in the second half. And then he's going to have to use both of his... turn it around so Lewpac gets the right side. Now, I want to cast it from the Orcs' point of view. Because, Lewpac, I assume, will be casting it from his point of view. So this is a bit different, isn't it? Yeah, it's rain, but this is the thing. This is the thing, right? If the weather doesn't change, he's going to have to receive in the second half. 1-0 down, probably. Going to overtime, probably. And now he's only got 2 rerolls for 2 halves. And he's got to pick it up in the rain and score. Whereas on defense, you don't have to use rerolls, do you? So I'd rather be on defense in the second half if overtime is an option. So there you go. If Lewpac was receiving in the second half, and you would make him make some 2+ dodges, which you would have to use his reroll on. He's not going to have to reroll anything on defense. So the overtime is what would change it for me. But it's a good setup from Spartako, isn't it, there, to deny the LOS completely. Good shout. Can't take advantage even with a quick snap, really. I mean, of course, the other way of looking at it is you would hope that the Orcs chose to kick. Yeah, the other way of looking at it is there is 3 chances to get changing weather. So he's got to hope that he doesn't have. He's kicked hoping that the weather changes for his drive, which is pretty standard in the rain. Yeah, denying LOS blocks is pretty strong play. Yes, Lewpac is absolutely the underdog. And there you go, he got the changing weather. And a touchback. So I bet the Orc's kicking himself for kicking now. Yeah, Lewpac's definitely the underdog because he's only got 2 blitzers and he's got 2 loners and he's not the second best ranked coach in the world. 16th highest on Fumble, Spartako is. So he certainly knows what he's doing. It's going to be tough for Lewpac. He's going to need to roll some good dice, I think. Or Spartako to get some bad dice. I think trolls are fine on all teams actually, it's just a lot of TV. Yeah, it's pretty strong. It's a pretty strong set. When you look at it, you know, the elves can't break through, and nor can they make LOS blocks. Well, the trolls are 110 TV, so that automatically makes them one of the best TV. One of the best big guys. I think the Crocs is definitely the best big guy. 100%. I really don't like the unreliability of the Beast of Moon. I think that the just because of the team he's on, really, I find that the Beast is good against things you should be beating, and bad in the hard games. So I don't like the Beast really. Even though obviously on paper it's a great big guy. There you go, you can't reroll that. So I guess he's just going to stay where he is, isn't he? I mean, he could go all men's contact, but there's kind of no need to. Well, Underworld Troll is just strictly better than normal Troll as well, isn't it? Such as, and Fling Trees are strictly better than Elf Trees as well. You can't go one spell with all you guys though, can you? Because you either knock him over or him over. But yeah, maybe he's knocking him over and basing him, but he is going for a few bases. I don't like going into contact particularly. And if you do go in contact, you go on men's contact like he's going. And you can go in contact with a runner, can't you? 1, 2, 3, 4. The GFI will put him in contact with him. Or the Lino. The Lino can contact the ball. It's going to block that base, we could get another block if it failed. So he is going on men's contact. See, I think this would be a great play in the second half, you know, with the chance of extra time, because it really puts the pressure on Lewpac to use his rerolls. So it's pretty cool that we finally see somebody go on men's contact. There's been a few dwarf cultures that have just played it really well, tried to play it really safe. Oh, he's got a blitzer here as well, so the blitzer could get in contact. And I think this is a better play than you know, screening. He's just got to make sure that Lewpac can't bust out somewhere. Yeah, this is a lot of rolls he's going to be wanting to make. He could surf that black hole, but he already needs quite a few rolls to do that already. So very interesting. It was careless of him to leave the ball that far forward, really, especially after getting the touchback. But yeah, pretty nice. Yes, this Orc coach is really good. Yes, Triago. 16th highest on fumble. 2nd in the world with Woodies. He's good. He's actually gone all men's contact, like all of the dwarf coaches should have gone that, I thought. I didn't think he had to do it this turn. But it was certainly an option. And it's a maze of tackle zones, isn't it? Yes, qualifying for the World Cup really doesn't say much about how good anybody is, to be honest, on that. Lewpac's council on Discord level 2. It does seem like Lewpac's got a bit of a committee going on here, doesn't it? 2 minutes before he does anything. I would love to do that, by the way. I would love to just take a minute before I do anything. But I can't even take a minute to think. It's a bit too early to say that, but he needs to roll some dice, doesn't he? That's the thing. No, that's the thing, Brandhill. He needs good dice or bad dice for his opponent. Absolutely. So now we're into the dodgy moves. 2 plus rolls every one. Or 1 in 9s. Like this. I guess I wish I had done that for my games, not get the committee, but I wish I had muted myself and removed the count. There you go, he's failed his 1 in 9. So now the Orc gets to beam up a little bit, push the pain further. But he's a little bit weak over here, so he'll certainly want to shore that up. Maybe he'll bring this guy back around here somewhere, and him back to here. I almost got Gal there, so maybe simply here or something. Because the temptation would be move this guy up here to make 2D this, but then that really does leave him weak around here. But I guess he's going to power these 2 guys, isn't he? So yeah, move him up there, power him. It's around here somewhere, but this is looking dodgy, these 2 guys. That's stun, pretty massive. Yeah, absolutely, Mile. I wish I had done that stop distractions. I really did get screwed by looking at chat and everything, and being aware of the fact I was streaming. Even it's just different, isn't it? So I wish Lewpac had done that in some other match, so I could have copied him. So if I had just done that, I think I would have had a better chance. I don't know about the armor break. They just need to make sure they're covered against this break down here. This is a really easy break at the moment. Just got to show that up. Yeah, I don't think you should have moved this Black Orc up here. I think you should have maybe moved him in here and not made this block, just block with him, and then moved this this Lino back. He's really got to get this Lino at least back, and now probably this Blitzer back as well. That's nice, making it so hard to get these guys out. But yeah, I'd have definitely moved the Black Orc into that position, and then moved this Blitzer back or something. Oh, he got the death, so he did get the armor break, and he did free up this to shore up this a little bit. Yes, you can't apple a dead loner. Not really the best use of your profit group. I don't know, I don't think it's that good. He's got 3 guys free, 1 guy just needs to dodge, so he's got... The thing is, he's so far back, he's maybe got to hand it off. We could get some kind of sideline thing going here, which is basically always free. Yeah, that's maybe better. I think it would have been better though. This orc. But then I guess he would have had the switch on if he hadn't moved this orc up. I would have moved this black orc to here. Well, I guess this is fine. Yeah, it was a bit risky making the second GFI. He had to make the first GFI, I think. But then that didn't really do a lot, so he kind of had to make the second as well. So yeah, the reason being was that the second GFI made it so that push wasn't good enough here. But then Lewpac got the power anymore. Well, he just wasn't doing anything by moving here. So, by going there, he couldn't sideline cage. By making the first GFI to here, it stopped him caging here. So, if he had stayed here, Lewpac had an easy sideline cage. So by going one, he had to be blitzed to stop the sideline cage. And then by making the second GFI, he had to get powered to stop the sideline cage. I don't like that Lewpac went into contact here, though. I would have just moved him here. That seems like a very big mistake to put him in contact. He could have just been here. Ball could come to here. He could have dodged. Well, the witch could have gone somewhere else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where I'd have gone with the witch. And he'd have had the balls pretty safe. Whereas now, he's got himself in trouble. Well, kept himself in trouble. It was a really good move to not follow up with the Black Orc and move him in there. That was nice. But this is an absolute mistake. The Orcs are slow. I mean, if he'd got all this sideline action here, which like he hasn't done because he hasn't moved the witch here, and it looks like he's not going to dodge out him. But if he'd got all this sideline action going on, it would have been pretty tough for him. But now he's just left an easy 2D. And he's going to have to roll some dice. Double wanded. So there you go. I guess you could maybe surf here. You could move him in there and then try to pow him. Free 2 dice, I mean, well, it's not free, but 2 GFIs to 2 dice. And potentially he could surf. I think he'd go for the surf. He needs to pow here, doesn't he, to get the surf? Or maybe pow here. You definitely want to surf him. Alright. He GFI to get, and he's got the guard there now. Oh, I didn't even see that. Did he make a dodge with him? What an absolute madman. I don't condone making a dodge with him. That's why I didn't see it. I would have made this block and then moved him through and there. But I guess he did give the assist as well. But I would have just moved this black up to give the assist. So there you go. Serve carrier.
This is Sparta!
Well, he couldn't put it lower down banging. He would have needed a GFI, which obviously would have failed as well. So yeah, it looks pretty over, but it's not easy for him to protect this ball. I guess he thinks he's got both rerolls. He could go for the handoff touchdown, but no, 3-3-2 score. I don't think he'll go for it. I think he'll try to get it safe somehow. It's actually unfortunate for him that this guy's here. Otherwise, he could go. Oh no, he couldn't. It's fall anyway. So you'll have to put him there. Maybe what put him there. Somehow you could put a player here and make this block and free him up. I don't know. It's interesting. I think he's just going to try to protect the ball rather than go for the score. Absolutely. There's no need to make it easy for the elves. Depends. I guess go for the pickup first, and then if you make it, maybe go for the score. If not, try and cage. Yeah, it looks like he's going for the score then. Because he's pretty exposed if he doesn't now. I think that was a little bit greedy. I think I would have tried to protect him. It's a very, very nice. I guess all the bounces, all the scouts were pretty nice for him, weren't they? They were all in 2 tackle zones, or 2 or 3 tackle zones. But it's just so easy for Lewpac to roll some 2s. Like, although he was putting him under, like, they're interesting, Dark Elves, because on offense, you know, all of these 2+ are really risky, but on defense, all of the 2+ are give you easy ways to get into the ball. No, I think that the thing is though, Squirrel Dude, I think the blockers are 1 in 9. He wanted to make sure he picked up the ball. Once he picked up that ball without a reroll, then he can think about handing it off. So, but he had to have the reroll available to pick up. And then he got greedy after it worked, which, you know, probably a mistake. And now Lewpac's got loads of guys that can dodge out and screen pretty easily. You could even pass it to him and run away and stuff. All sorts of things can happen with just some dice rolls. Yeah, I think that was too greedy going for the handoff score there. I think that was too greedy. Going for the dodge, go for it handoff. instead of just standing here and throwing it. So maybe the pressure getting to Lewpac already. Oh no, to be fair, that would have been a 3+, wouldn't it, from there? It wouldn't be from here, so yeah. It would have been a 3+ pass. So yeah, that was... I think that was too risky there. Even though it went into 2 tackle zones. 3 tackle zones. I think you should have caged here somehow. It would have been tough for him, but he could have done it. So there you go, elves. Elves doing elf things. Yeah, it's a fair point, bleeding hippie. Caging there would have been risky, but the thing is, Tycho Huntley got 60 FPS. Yeah. Yeah. The reason, yes, he would have been able to get a 1 dice, but it would have taken players to dodge and get an assist and all this kind of stuff. It would have taken players to do things if he caged here, but instead it took him 2 players to get the ball free instead of like 3 or 4. So, but you know, after Lewpac's exposing the ball carrier, maybe he thought he was in for an easy match and took it easy. Maybe he thought he could go for the like 3-0 win or something. You might foul the witch here. No. He's got 12 players. And he's already got 1 off, so fouling the witch wouldn't have been the worst play in the world. You know, with the jump up and the dodge, making a threat to do stuff even where she is. Well, it was hard to protect the ball. It was clearly hard to protect the ball where he was. And I guess once he picked it up, I think if he'd used the reroll on the pickup, I don't think he would have gone for the handoff at all. But I think once he picked it up without using the reroll, he went for the which is, you know, it's something I would have definitely considered. Once you make that initial pickup without using the reroll, it certainly encourages you to go for the handoff then. And of course, if he had scored there, then at worst he's 1-1 at half time, receiving to win 2-1. So yeah, you know, he probably thought it was a good shot. Like what percentage? He was 1 in 9 to drop it and leave it exposed right there. And you know, maybe if he had used his reroll on the handoff, he wouldn't have tried to score. You know, maybe he would have tried to protect it still. But you will 83% of the time he scores that touchdown. So Lewpac has so far got the luck he needed. I disable the sound effects banging for the casting. But Leroy does the Leroy Jenkins cry. So I mean, this should be, he should easily be able to get some guys back to stall this out with a few rolls. Easily with a few. I mean, he's got to make 2 pluses, hasn't he? I'm liking that the Orcs gone all men's contact as much as he can. Lewpac took the touchdown, so he's already probably lost anyway. So there you go. So that was still a successful defence from the point of view of the Orcs. He forced a relatively early score. He's got 4 turns to score himself. I guess this is the setup he used in the previous game. Looks pretty sensible. Orcs holding the wings against the blitz. Hard for him to break through if he gets a blitz here, isn't it? And he gets blocks on the LOS. Of course he would have preferred one earlier, but the point is, Squirrel Dude, it's not a complete loss from failing his touchdown. Whereas if he had caged and then Lewpac had harassed it for a couple of turns, he might have ended up scoring later, you know. So although he was unlucky to fail his 83% score, he's got a player up, and he's got 4 turns to score. It's still working out okay for him at the moment, despite squandering the golden opportunity. But I think it was the right play, to be fair. Yeah, it would have been tempting to foul the Witch, definitely tempting. Like, you know, he does have the 12 player, but the thing is, it's so hard to get the assist, isn't it? He had to put the pressure on Lewpac so he didn't score. He'd rather Lewpac scored when he did, and not Kaz the Witch, than Kaz the Witch and Lewpac scores turn 7. That was a brutal kick, though. So now, I mean, if he makes this pick up without a he's still got 2 rerolls. He's got an extra reroll there. Brutal. So he's going to cage here. Get his LOS blocks in. Still looking. No, it's just bad. It's just bad, Squirrel Dude. With 4 turns for the Orcs to score, it's just bad. Sure, it lets him put immediate pressure on. But you would much rather the ball be back here, because then it's turn 5 he picks it up, turn 6 he gets there, turn 7 he gets there and does a passing play of some bullshit or handoff. So this is absolutely just a bad kick. Rotten luck getting a kick like that. The only thing worse would have been touchback. I mean, the Orcs have to secure it wherever it falls, doesn't it? Because they've got to score on 4 turns. So, in that respect, 8:30 GMT, Pensacola. Unfortunately, that'll be too late for me to cast. Sorry. 10:30 is getting into sexy time, so I might check out the replay on the Thursday. I like that. I like having a wide cage sometimes. I think he's got to go for the pickup before the blitz, hasn't he? Because the worst thing would be to not have a chance to pick up the ball. This has got plenty of time to think about it. Oh, they're going in front. Interesting. Lewpac could try a crazy move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, GFI, GFI. No, that's way too crazy. But he could still try it. So as soon as you've got him in contact, I'd be tempted to put him in contact and move him up here. That's fine too, of course. I don't really know why I would have put him there, but I think I would have done. So Lewpac might just elf screen it up here. I'll try to. Some dice rolls to be made. Everybody being based as they are. Yes, good luck, Pensacola. Oh yeah, there you go. Look, if you'd put him there, you couldn't get a 1 dice here. Maybe that's why I'd have done that. I don't know why I would have done, but I would have definitely put him there. He makes this 1 dice, like even a push. He's got a pretty strong line, hasn't he? And you can try this dodge and this dodge. But now, I maybe would have re-rolled this one dice here, because now he gets to block him, blitz him. Makes a strong cage around here. You can get a beachhead, knock him down, move this guy down. You can move across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can get to like here or somewhere. Maybe it's here a little bit safer. Somewhere anyway. Yeah, I think that was a bad thing to fail. I think I'd have gone for this block and then re-rolled. Used a re-roll here. If he blocked him and dodged him out, it was getting very difficult for the Orcs. Now they can blitz and get a really strong presence over here to cut off the Elves. Of course, even if they do cut off the Elves are still Elves. So they might not actually be cut off. Like he'll probably just move everyone, pull everyone back, but then he'll push everyone forward. He'll try and swing them around, but might not be enough. It might be enough. Oof. A harsh push for him. He could almost re-roll that. Like he can't, obviously, but he almost could. Push him in here, maybe. He's got to move him. He hasn't. This will indeed be ball carry GFI, at least one anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. GFI, GFI. Yeah, he can make one and then make another if he wants. It's going to be at least one. Yeah. Get that screen out. He had to get a bit of a beachhead out. I would have wanted it out here, but I think if he powered him, he could have then moved a few around. This guy goes in there for the assist. So we still got. Might just put these in contact. One of these in contact. It's pretty tough still for him. Because he's got a guard against the backside, hasn't he? But yeah, that's probably enough. Yeah, but at least one GFI for the ball now. Oh no, he's not. No, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. It's just I would have wanted him. I would want a GFI with the ball carrier. Because now he can do it. He can score without going for it at all. But he doesn't have any leeway. But I guess it's better to not have the leeway than double one that. He's got to stop here as well somehow. Maybe just put him there. Could also put him there. Maybe there's better. this orc to there, I guess. I guess no, he hasn't moved into the assist, so he's going to have to put in 2D there. But this guy, I think here. Well, Mortlock, Spartako is the second. Spartako is the second ranked NAF coach in the world, and 16th on Fumble. And Lewpac is the Bloodbowl badman. Having said that, I didn't like that too. I think the Spartako's definitely outplayed Lewpac so far. But he's left this a little bit on. Considering Lewpac's got a reroll. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, he can't get him still. Yeah, he can't get him with him. And 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I guess it's pretty safe. Well, yeah, he can't really go for this surf at all, can he? I mean, he's not taunting him with surf. This is so hard for him to do it. It's almost time for... No, I don't think it is. It only almost is. I would blitz this guy and just put everybody back. Because if he elf screens, like... He can't really go this way, so he's committed to going down here. So if he gets an elf screen here on turn 8, he isn't getting through with agility 3 probably. Yeah, exactly. Spartako he's absolutely outplayed him, and he's made everything he does require dice. I don't like this block. I thought that was a good play by Lewpac. I thought he was going to blitz and get back. Right now, probably his best play would have been to have followed that up, stood these up and gone for the witch foot 75% dodge in roll 1 dice. Probably the best he was going to get. I don't like this block here. I like getting this Rhino in there. So that's fair enough. He got rid of the beachhead, and you can make a dodge back and another dodge. It was bad. It was bad not following it, because this guy could have gone 1, 2, 3, and now he just can't. He had to follow that. I agree. If he'd followed up, he could have gone 1, 2, 3 and got back. This guy, or this one, could have got there. But now it's an additional 2+ he's made for himself by not following. He didn't get the chance to make the additional 2+ because he wanted 36 dead. And also he's given up a block here, whereas if he had 2, it would have been much harder for him to get this block in. Whereas now... But it's still sticky for the Orcs. This is why I don't like getting in contact that much on offense, because it's still pretty sticky for the Orcs here. This 2D is going to have to be without block, but maybe with this guy to squeeze into here. No, he can't go for reversal, really. I don't think he can. Maybe he could actually. Oh yeah, maybe he could. But it's still... It could actually be pretty nice, couldn't it, the reversal? Because he does have 3 players here. Get the guard in there, maybe. Yeah, maybe he could run right. In fact, he did that block first, because he can only move 6 forward, can't he? So if he gets a push here, this is just looking horrible for him. Absolutely horrible. You might push more centrally, but so you can maybe score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could maybe run to here. This would be a nice place to run to, actually. If you could get to here, that would be nice. You could cage here pretty well. You can't really run left when you think about it. You can't shut these guys off. He's got a much better chance of shutting these off. Yeah, but it is pretty good, isn't it? It is a pretty good game. Best game of the World Cup so far. Oh, interesting, using his blitz down there. So he wants him to use his full movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is right, so they've obviously got less numbers here because these 2 are over. He's got 3 standing players here, and I would have blitzed this guy and blocked this guy, but if you block him, you know, you potentially have no standing players this half of the pitch. Ah, so he's just going to make it so he can only get a 1 dice on him. Or maybe he's going to go in behind. And that's leaving 2 GFIs in the last turn. Where's he going to go, here or here? Just there. I really don't like leaving 2 GFIs in the last turn, but it's fair enough. Yeah, you can do the 1 dice now, it's what a reroll, isn't it? He really, really needs him to be standing though, because he's stopping all of these coming out. So he might just leave him there. Yeah. It was super important to not 1 in 9 there, wasn't it? No, both down, I think, have been terrible. But yeah, push would have been very nice, yeah. But he's already had a bad experience with throwing a 1 in 9, hasn't he? should have GFI'd. Thing is, if he GFI'd, it's super easy to get a 1 dice on him, isn't it? But I would have wanted to have GFI'd, because if he GFI'd there, he can't get 2 dice on him. And then you would have put this guy can reach, this guy could have reached, and it would have just been a GFI for a 1 dice, which I guess he wasn't happy with. It's not so much, I mean, the other one wasn't really a surf bait, I don't think. Because only a bad player would have tried to surf him from there. This one isn't so much as a surf bait as it's using an action, isn't it, if he surfs him, so it's a necessary evil that he's just got to get his player surfed here to use up his action. And he's going to make 2 GFIs together there. The good thing for Lewpac is he's limited to like here where it can get to, so he probably doesn't need to make these GFIs. If he, you know, it's just, it is hard though. It is really hard for Lewpac here. You could get these 2 here, and these 2 here. 2 there, 2 there. But it's hard, isn't it? And you could blitz, dodge and blitz out there. No. See, so maybe you should have made that GFI, I don't know. It's still dodgy from, isn't it? 2 pluses to score. He could make a 3 dice with block, so I don't think he's going to make any blocks here. I wouldn't risk a 2 dice with having to make 2 GFIs. No, he is going to make a 2 dice block. Well, he deserves to fail now almost. It's so risky to make the 2 GFIs, I couldn't even dream of it. But it's just so tempting, isn't it, the Witch Elf? Almost unprotected. Got him. Right, you can't make any more greed rolls after that. You just literally can't. GG, probably. But you know, it was a little bit risky, wasn't it? 2 pluses. Horrors. Yeah, I would risk it with Mighty Blow because it's a witch, yeah. It's so tempting though, the witch is so good. Like, it's so good, because even against a good player, you know, he's probably not going to get many serfs or any serfs with a witch. But it just makes going up the sideline so hard. So, you know, if he takes out the witch there, it's game over, isn't it? Like, he's going to be that much more confident of winning the game if he takes the witch out. I would be anyway. It's like It's like a war dancer almost. Yeah, true. But the thing is, he protected the ball. Well, not protected the ball. He threatened the stall rather than fouling. He did use that Orc lineman to mark a player. Yeah, Orcs got nerfed, yeah. He did random nerf for no reason. So that's, oh wow, 2 brutal kicks for Lewpac, and I mean that's obviously the dream for Orcs there. Yep, Saturday they made the blitzers 90k instead of 80k. So, you know, that's ultimately it's nerfed the starting lineup, and also in matchmaking formats, they're always getting matched 40 TV higher than they should be, and they're also giving away less inducements than they should be. You should probably up all that. TBH fans, turn 1 KO. You should probably just upload it, even though it was a loan. Because now he's on 9 players for the whole of the second half. It's going to be really tough for him. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking very bad for him. I mean, he has made 2-1 in 36. These both of his rerolls in that half failed. They're both 1 reroll 1. But even then, he can't complain about the dice, I don't think. He would have been exposing the ball even if he had made that dodge the first half, like before the ball got hit. Yeah, Lewpac does have a lap. Yeah, I just checked when I said that. I was thinking to myself, he's got to use his own first KO. Because he's got to turn him over here. I think if it goes to overtime, he's going to lose. I guess maybe he's not. He could win that coin flip in overtime, but I think he's got to turn him over and score. Or, you know, I don't think he's going to be able to win in overtime. He could do. Like, I think Lewpac's definitely being outplayed here and just is a worse coach than Spartako. But it doesn't mean that he can't win, does it? It doesn't mean that he could win a best of 3 against him even. So, you know, it's... I don't know where I was going with that, but... Yeah, a bit of a pixel hubby, yeah. No, it is never GG in Bloodbowl World Cup, that's true. Until it is GG. It was a journeyman, but turn 9 KO is the best time to use it in the second half. It's literally the best time because it's a Kaz. He won't, you know, he is not getting it. Lewpac is not getting in the drive. He either turns him over and wins 2-1 or he loses 2-1. Maybe he stops him scoring and goes to overtime. But the chances of that are pretty low. No, he's not going to foul. Not now that it's 11 versus 11. He's like, not now that he can't use his reserve. They both have an upper. He could almost 5+ dodge into a 1D here. It looks like he's thinking about it. Yeah, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to Kaz himself by. Yeah, exactly Squirrel Dude. The chances are the Dark Elves weren't gonna cause a KO or a Kaz. So getting a late foul there, it was basically all upside. One nice on the Black Hawk. No, it's looking rough for him now, isn't he? He's giving up so many hits here. And you're talking blitz here. Maybe that is your opening move. You can get a guy in there, 2D with block, 2D with block, 2D with block. Cage up here, and more 2Ds. Lewpac's given a lot of blocks. But he's kind of had to. He's had to go for it early, I think. Maybe not this early, but he didn't have to go early, but I don't know what he had to do. With he stunned himself. He did have all of his players stood up, almost. It just gives the Orcs a lot of time, doesn't it? But if he's going to try and turn him over and go for the 2-1 win, it's kind of better to go all in early, as soon as possible, isn't it? Almost. But then on the other hand, if he scores too early, it can be 2-2. I think this could end up very badly for him now. Yeah, it looks like he's going to cage up here. I think blitzing here is good. And move him in, then he gets 2D him, 2D him, 2D him, 2D him, 2D him, 2D him. But maybe he's do. Oh yeah, do this 2D first actually. Oh yeah, that's better, isn't it? Because then you're getting your block hitting first. And you could also then block him and show that up. So that was a good move. Definitely better to do this one first, yeah, 100%. Is he going to appo this? Yeah, so he's appoed a Kaz into a Kaz, see. Doesn't seem like a good play to me. So now if he blitzes him, then you can still blitz him, but he might as well blitz him. I'll do these blocks first, yeah. Who knows? Oh yes, yeah, so you do these 2 blocks first, so that if you use a reroll, then you just stand him up and make the block with block. Yeah, so right to make these blocks first to have the reroll firm guaranteed. Obviously has to reroll this. I would have moved this guy here and blitzed him. Because you would have still got a 2D the Witch with this assist after he blocks him down. But now he doesn't get 2 dice on him. With him not being there. I guess you can just make this block first, but still. I think that was a marginal mistake by Spartako there, not moving the Black Hawk here. A bit like when he moved his... I think he should have moved his lineman next to the Black Hawk earlier. So I think they're the 2 things that are closest to a mistake from Spartako. maybe going for the touchdowns, maybe you know, you could argue that it's being greedy or wrong. Yeah, he's still 2 dice as the witch, but he had to make a block with the lineman before he could block with the blitzer. Whereas doing it my way, he would have blocked with the blitzer first. So yes, maybe I should mile. Yeah. Well, Spartako is probably the best coach in this tournament. So. Well, you see, you could have done Scrolled if he had moved this guy here. He would have then blocked with the 2 blitzers first, and then he could have taken them both down on the last one. But you couldn't give up 2 blocks to go both down with the witch. No way. Do you think Spartako's getting more luck? I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. I think it's been pretty even luck-wise. I wouldn't say. I don't think anything has gone. They got the kicks were pretty lucky for them, I guess. Both kicks were pretty lucky. But apart from that, I wouldn't say they've been. I'd say the luck's been pretty down the middle. Well, the elves have had 2 snake eyes. But the first one didn't really matter. There were still 2 dice on the board. Like, sure, it ended up being a serve, but even if it hadn't been, he could have still got 2 dice on the board. Yeah, and the elves had snake. Well, yeah, he was unlucky that he rolled a lot of 1s, but I mean, he didn't roll. He's rolled probably about 1 in 6 1s. He was just unlucky that when he had to make it. When he used them, he happened to roll a double 1. Yes, absolutely, Aureolensis. That's the thing. He's made him roll the dice, and he doesn't have the rerolls to cover it. I think Dark Elves are so much better when they get the 3rd reroll. So much better. But yeah, he obviously was unlucky that the 2 times he chose to use the reroll on a dodge, he rolled another 1. That was pretty unlucky. But the first time it wouldn't have mattered too much. And even the second time, I don't think it would have mattered too much. But the first one, it almost didn't matter really. Because he'd missed position before that. He's finally got an armor break, maybe the first one. So Spartako isn't going to really get to capitalise on these stuns very much, I don't think. But he can blitz him, block him, and then go wherever he wants. Might just stay in the middle, go back to the middle. Keep his options open. Because the fact that his blitzers are in the middle, it's hard for him to make a push down this side, even if he'd want to. See, the automatic thing was to blitz from here, but that was nice, wasn't it? Because he got another block on him if it was only a push. And he wouldn't have been in contact because he would have chained the witch out. I don't think he would go down the right. I don't think he should go down the right flank, purely because where his blitzers are. The stun player makes him not want to do it as well. But it's a long way for his blitzers to go. He could, but I just don't think he needs to turn 11. He could do. You won't want to get a guy surf though, so he could. Oh yeah, maybe put the ball here and move this guy to there so he doesn't get surfed. Move the ball here. Yeah, that's maybe an idea. Over here. I guess he's just going to move him here now. Still do it with the witch. Yeah, missing one of his blitzers, absolutely, yeah, of course, it's pretty big, it's massive. Massive being down one of your best, like one of your best players being down one of your best players, obviously it's massive. If only PZ would have outpowered him if he got knocked down. So yeah, the main thing was the witch elf coming around and surfing the sky. So I would have maybe caged up here with the lineman there and the ball here and blitzers back, but it doesn't really make too much difference, does it? Yeah, singular limb. Chuckles, yeah. It's got the guard there as well, which is another nice thing going around the side there, isn't it? Cage is pretty safe now. Which could run around and try to get a 1 dice pow. So maybe Lewpac's only play, never mind best play. At this point, he does have 2 rerolls. No, he's not. Yeah, he's got 2 rerolls. So he could maybe try to stall it out. But it's tough, isn't it? 8 players. Well, Chuckles, I think Lewpac is outclassed, but obviously he would have had a better chance if he'd had another blitzer and dodge on one of them and stuff. Goes without saying, doesn't it? If he'd had a better player and more skills, he would have had more of a chance. But he was up against it. He needed some good dice, whatever happened, I think. And he's still in it, and he could still win. It's not over. It's not over till the fat lady sings. Yeah, absolutely. If only just for carrying with the Blood Blitzer. But then he didn't even carry with the Blitzer, did he? He carried with the line also. And he got served. And yes, the way the dice went, you would have still won in 30-60. So that's why I didn't like going this way that much, because the elves have got him, and he's got 3 players to 1 over here, so he's got to try and get back in the middle now. But he can. No, I'm not really cheating for anyone, to be honest, Chuckles. Just, I would like somebody who I think would beat me a decent percentage of the time in a best of 3 to win. I think that would be okay. I would be happier if Spartako won than if Grish won, for example. So I guess I'm just cheering on a good Bloodbowl. Well, my top 4 predictions are a bit skewed, because now I didn't know who Spartako was when I made my top 4 predictions, and now it becomes a lot harder to make those predictions when two of the top 5 are playing each other in the next round, probably. No, it is not looking good for Lewpac right now. So I guess he gets this guy out of he wants to get this guy out of the danger zone, doesn't he? So he wants to cage here. So we want to move him across, him across, him across, him across. Oh yeah! Yeah, it's not going well for him. I think I would have followed there and caged one across. When you've chosen to base this guy, and this guy you've already based there, I would have definitely followed and moved all these across ones. You don't get surfed, do you? Oh, he's got to take that. So now this guy's getting served 100%. I did not like that he didn't move the cage across. A mistake from Spartako, definitely, if you ask me. Why not just move this one across? Like, sure, he's going to have to make a dodge to get this 2 dice and follow, or something, but I'd be surfing this guy. And I guess it's into a 1D to surf him, but still. Come on, you've got to go for the surf, haven't you, Lewpac? You've got to go for the surf here. Yeah, I think to do a surf, the best way would be dodge this guy away, move him there, 2D him, follow up, move him in, blitz him into a 1-dice surf. I wouldn't have moved this guy back here though, last turn, so... The other way you could do it, you could, what could you do? Dodge him out, block him, move him into there, move him out to there, move him into there, and 2-dice in, surf him for sure. I would be so tempted to go for a 1-dice surf. I know it's greedy, but he needs it now, doesn't he? Like fouling is a highly random play. But if you're outclassed, you should go for it, and I think he's got to go for this surf now. I think he's on the ropes, and he needs something a bit dicey to get himself into it. And maybe he's watching the stream. I know he didn't follow. He did not follow. So now he's going for a 1-dice into a 1-dice. Yeah, I would have followed and gone for the 2-dice to get the first push, but then it was too hard to get a second dice. Now it's really low percentage, yeah. Now it's incredibly low percentage after not following. And there's no way you'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You just can't get in there to block it now. Absolute madman. I think that was just a horrible, horrible mistake, yeah. And he got the power. Not punished at all. Now his witch gets, so he's got to dodge out the witch. His witch gets served. Absolutely huge mistake. But he got away with it. But it was a huge mistake by Spartako, I think, leaving the surf out. So fair enough. I think he did well to escape from that, really, Spartako. Pretty lucky. What we're looking at here, block there, blitz there. Make it safe here without rolling a non-block block. Yeah, I don't agree with giving that. He's trying to get him to use his last reroll, but obviously he's just going to make blocks first and try to get the ball safe by making blocks with block. Yeah, he needs a crucial one in 9. So he just gave him a pointless block there, which is not what he needs. It's not what he needs. The big mistake, I think, by Spartako was not moving his cage across one before he made a Black Orc block, and the huge mistake by Lewpac was not following up here. So that, and even then, with what he's done, I think this was very dodgy by Spartako making that block. I would have blitzed him with the block guy. Also could have pushed him in here, because now where does the ball go here? He's taken chances. Yeah, I would have blitzed this lineman to make sure he got the block. Oh, I'm sure he's moving the ball to centre. But I would have just made the blitz with this guy. Move him to here. Get your Black Orc there. And then get the ball here before you make this risky block. Lineman here, so you'd still have this cage if this guy was here. Now he's going to have to try and cage here. So he's going to have to move him there. It's all a bit dodgy for him. But the pressure's on, isn't it? So. Oh wow. What an absolute madman. This could be the chance that Lewpac needs. Absolute madman. How's he going to do it? He's got a blitz with this guy, hasn't he? He just has to because he's got block. And then there and there. Where's he going here, maybe? Here. Maybe in there. He likes getting men in contact, doesn't he? Maybe a bit too much. But I guess he figures that this guy's going to be stood here as well, so that's not so bad. Yeah, but I think so as well, Strider. I thought he should have done it last turn, possibly. Not last turn, the turn before last. He's already down to 8 players. Just go for 5+ dodging for the 1B. At least his guard's on the other side, so... Now it's pretty easy to free this guy up. 2D to free him up. Put him in there, dodging 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 square hitting him. Or he could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well, couldn't he? I guess. But right now, if he powers him here, oh, he stood him up. If he powered him here, he had that guy there, this guy here. He could have got really lucky with 5+ dodging and power. We could just do it with this lineup, couldn't we? You could dodge out the witch to there, then he's not in threat of the frenzy, but he doesn't get the dodge reroll. I think I would go for the risky frenzy, just to get the skill reroll on the dodge. Lewpac is in the chat, so maybe I shouldn't be saying things like this, but never mind. I didn't like this stand up because I think if you're going for this 5+1B, you might as well have a guy, guy ready to pick up name. Also, now I might catch the scatter instead of it bouncing off him to there. Imagine if the ball scatters to, if he powers in, the ball scatters there, and he catches it. It's horrible for him. But if it had bounced off him to like there, he'd have stood up, picked it up, handed it off to him, and he'd have been away. Fails the dodge. If you can help him now, you're a genius, yeah. And plus, I'm just some scrub who didn't qualify, so why should you listen to me anyway? But yeah, it's gaping hole now, isn't it? These two, both free. These. He's got 4 players, he can get right up now. Pal him. Get these into the fight too. Double ones. Brutal. Yeah, exactly, Mile. I think it was that comment that made me cheer on Spartako more. Yeah, it's pretty much game over now, yeah. He made a game of it though, bless him. And he's still going to maybe get 5+ dodges in. But now he really has to shut him down, doesn't he? With a guard as well. Fingerbuster victory. Oh yes, he's absolutely still got a chance, of course. But he's got the guard in the right place, doesn't he, here? Plus he could just get a riot and 2 turn back and get it to overtime and win the toss. So he's not out of it at all. Yet. If he makes this block, I'd be tempted to foul the witch. Well, he could. It would be easily done. Well, not stalling all the time. I don't think he could do that really. But if he gets a riot and 2 turns, this guy comes back and he 2 turns, and then there's the toss. It's plus anything that really can. Is it better to just have this guy standing here? Probably not worth the foul. Just get him standing there. Like, that's the thing, it's just fouling is always so bad. Because if you've got a player stood here, why would you want to foul him and not have a guy standing there? You can really only do it if you're a mega amount of players. Might make a GFI here. But probably just better do the block first. I don't know. He's not going to re-roll the block though. So I think I'd go for the GFI first. Because if it fails, it doesn't really matter. Whereas if he both downs here, it's pretty bad, isn't it? He's not even going to make the GFI. Fair enough. I guess if I was playing, I wouldn't want to make the GFI either. But I think the GFI was probably been a better play to have faced him. The inevitable both down happened anyway. See, the Gene, if he'd made the GFI there, first of all, if he'd failed it, he'd still have a guy in both tackle zones. And second of all, if he'd made it and then failed this, he'd have to dodge, and he would have a really hard time dodging. So I think the right play was the GFI, but it wouldn't have been snakes. You wouldn't re-roll the GFI, but I would have rather failed the GFI than failed this 2D with him being there. If you see what I mean. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 GFI maybe. Nope. Ball carrier blitz. Cage up over here. Yeah, that stun is absolutely horrible. Basically kills him. You can cage up right down here, can't you? Or here. I guess you can just blitz with him, yeah, that's better, isn't it? No need to risk the ball carrier one, but I think I would have blitzed with the ball carrier. But I guess there's no need, is there? Because he's still in touchdown range. See. Like, I think he would have re-rolled it if it was double skulls. But you could quad skull, so you've got to respect the quad skulls chance, haven't you? It's just easy to kind of forget that you can quad skull. Yeah, the double ones didn't really matter. I mean, I honestly don't think Lewpac has really had the worst of the dice. I just think it's been a fair game regarding the dice. Exactly, snakes when you need 5+ aren't really snakes, yeah. Absolutely. He failed a 55% chance. So you can get him right all the way to here. So here, him to there. It is a little bit dodgy for him. Him to there. He's going to want to get him 1 forward, minimum. But maybe just get a cage over here. Yes, me too, bleeding hippie. I imagine perception bias will make him think he got unlucky. But and maybe if I had been Lewpac playing this game, I'd think I was unlucky, but looking at it with a clear head, I think the dice have been pretty even. No idea when the next race comes out, Chuckles, or indeed which of the 3 potential ones it is. But I think Cyanide said they were going to try to bring them out quicker. Yeah, that's true, Triago, yeah. He was outplayed, even if he wasn't lucky. Even if. It's a little bit dodgy because he needs to do a block with him or him to complete the cage properly. He'll want to get 1 forward though. He's not going to want to make a GFI with even the reroll, is he? I think 1 more. 1 more over here. Then he can get there, he can get there, and he can get there, but you would move him last. So if you put him here and him there, I don't know. Things can happen. You'd want to complete it last, but you'd still want to complete it. So yeah, he gets to put him there, make the block with the black orc, get this guy back, and then seal it. See, put him there, or here, or here, doesn't really matter. And now he's still there, so you want to move this guy there maybe. And now you make this block, him there, and then him there last. Or wherever he goes. Yep, I agree, bang. And there was that one turn where I think he should have moved the cage. One square sideways. And apart from that, I'd say he's definitely played the best. That's what I think. He might even just move this guy to here. Seeing as he sealed that off first, which I'm a little bit surprised because he can't reach to there, can he? I might just put him to here for the guard. Yeah. I'd be tempted to like just do this dodge out here. Something like this. No, brutal injury. So you try the cheeky one dicer here, because then that really screws over this line-up. This is just a bit greedy. He's not affecting the ball. I would have either dodged out with him to make this a 2D, or done this 1D to push him into there rather than doing this one first. He's not even doing that one. I guess it's an additional 2+ roll. You don't want to re-roll it. So I think, yeah, I guess I would have made this dodge and moved him to there, because this guy wasn't going to affect the play at all. So I don't like that one dice block. I would have dodged to there and then made this 2D. But you're looking what, 2+, 5+ minus 2D. Two plus 5+ minus 2D. Might as well do it with him, so that if it goes there, I don't know, just got to work it out which way is easiest to recover. 3 squares are good if he gets powder here. 3 squares are kind of good if he gets powder there. I guess you go this way. If you powder there, he runs back. Long bombs it to him. He runs off and scores. But he's not got a lot of chances, has he? Whatever it is, it's a 2+, 5+ minus 2D. And you probably don't even use your reroll and hope that you get a riot or score your 1-turner and get it to overtime and you still got reroll for overtime. Maybe. Or maybe you go for the reroll. I guess you've got to go for the reroll, haven't you? I guess you've just got to. Overtime with no rerolls is better than not making it to overtime. Of course, Dark Elves can do the one turn. He doesn't need to frenzied or purpose gaming. You can do it with 10 players. Oh, he's only got 9. He might be able to do it with 9 players, especially the quick snap. No, but he's got potentially 9 players. But yeah, and there's Riot. The Riot's the main thing rather than the one turn. The Riot is the thing, isn't it? And I mean, you're saying that they can't one turn against a good defence. They can. It's just ridiculously small chances, isn't it? But it's possible. Ooh, he went back. I don't think I would have made that additional 2+ roll. He doesn't need 2 frenzies at all, Papa's game. 9 players you can score with, probably without any frenzy. But you need a lot of luck. So yeah, I would just score. He's even on 3-star player points, isn't he? You could maybe make a 3 dice block with block. Yeah, okay, you could go for this greedy 3 dice block with block. But not realistically, because there might be a riot and overtime, mightn't there? Yeah, there could be a riot or a miracle one turn. Alright, not now, there's not going to be a one turn. But there could be a riot. No one turn even if he gets a quick snap now, really, is there? Well, Papas Gaming, that is just wrong, Papas Gaming. It's not required whatsoever. It probably wasn't so much. It probably didn't have D listed as needing 2 frenzies, as just having 2 frenzies. So that's why it's a Dark Elf one. It's an option if you have 2 frenzies rather than requiring 2 frenzies. You can do it with 9 players and no frenzy, I'm pretty sure. But it depends on how your opponent sets up. Do you think so, Sam Davies? I just think he's been comprehensively outplayed, and hasn't really. Like, he was a little bit on. Well, first of all, one of his snakes just didn't matter because he was giving up a hit on the ball, whatever happened. The kickoffs were kind of bad, but I mean, when you compare it to actual bad dice, when your opponent removes 3 players on turn 1 and all that kind of stuff, you know, he kind of did Squirrel do. He kind of got a bit of elf bullshit when he Spartako 1 in 9, and then he got the scatter, got the pickup, dodge away, run away, hand it off, stall for a turn. You can link it if you want, Papa's Gaming. I'm just saying it's not required at all. But they've got movement 7. Dark Elves have movement 7, not movement 6. And also you can score with movement 6 with just 11 players and no frenzy. So Yeah, Lewpac setting up for the right, of course. It's his only chance. Blitz instead. He's rolled 6 snake eyes, but only 2 mad. He's effectively rolled 2 snake eyes. You know? When you fail a 55% dodge, you're not really rolling snake eyes, are you? So no, I think this is just... You file this one under comprehensively outplayed. Well, Paps Gaming, if you look at this, this one here, that's movement 7 with 10 players. And you can do it with 9 because you don't need the throwback. So you can definitely do a 1 turn with movement 7 and 9 players. Spartako's only turned over once. He's turned over 3 times minimum. But never mind. Never mind. You can think what you like, Sam Davies. But yeah. He did fail his 5+ cages, that's true. But I mean, I don't think that constitutes a dicing when you can look at, like, you know, other games that are ridiculous. Like when like when was it Strom when he made his 5+4+4+3+1 2 dice, no, 1 dice, POW, GFI, pick up the ball. Spartako didn't turn over. What game are you watching, Sam Davies? You just wrong. He failed a handoff to score. Lewpac turned over twice on double ones, which one didn't even matter because he'd already exposed the ball to a 2 dice. But never mind. There you go. You can think what you like. Yep. He did turn over, and it meant the fact that he didn't score, but Lewpac did. But apart from that, he just hasn't turned over all game. Yeah, you're quite right. It was always hard for Lewpac. You know, he's down. He was down a blitzer. And he was always going to be outcoached. Yeah, it was really good outplay. I mean, no, I don't. You can't deny it at all. He was comprehensively outplayed. I don't think you can debate that. And I don't think Lewpac got bad dice at all. Even if Lewpac hadn't won in 36, he misplayed. Lewpac misplayed the turn the turn that he won in 36. He had 2 players here, but this player was in base to base with Black Orcs, so he was going to get powered, and he was going to come in and 2D the ball anyway. So realistically, yeah. Yeah, I think basically on turn 9, Lewpac realised the game was up, and he had to just go balls to the wall and try to do something, you know, which is often the case, you know, when your player's down against Orcs, he just had to do it. Injury. At least that happened on turn 16. This could have just happened on turn 1, by the way, off like a 2+ dodge. He didn't get anything crazy at all. Well, there you go. 9 AV breaks to 3. Outblocked 47 to 18. So, I mean, and that was despite the fact he was basing them all the time. I mean, it was brutal. It was brutal. Basically what you'd expect, you know, from somebody who's good with Orcs. Obviously, he is obviously a good coach. His old Spartako, one of the favourites definitely for the tournament. Black Orc leveled up with that cheeky Kaz that he got. So yeah, brutal match. Rip Lewpac. Yep, I would say absolutely fair. Yeah, exactly banging. I think Spartako played that basically perfectly. There's a few things that I didn't like the cage. I didn't like the cage placement on that one turn before he won in 9 and turned over. And I would say that was probably the only mistake that Spartako made, really. And apart from that, I think he played basically a perfect game.